Ah, cool.
We did most of the journey, eh?
Yeah, 3/4 of the way.
Three-quarters of the way through. I've thoroughly enjoyed every single second of it. It's everything I expected it to be and a whole lot more.
So what are your reflections? Do you have any reflections on the tour?
You know what? I came in a little apprehensive. I hadn't done touring at all. Obviously day tours and that type of thing, but this was the first long trip tour that I took, and it was absolute joy. And the thing is, I spent like a week and a half trying to decide what to pack, what to leave behind. You know, I think I went through so many YouTube channels, getting ideas of what to do, and you know, that I didn't actually even focus on our destinations. And so it actually worked in my favor because it was such a surprise and such an, none of what I experienced I was expecting.
That's good. Well, I must be honest, I was apprehensive that you'd even arrive. I said, let's go for a tour. It was a plan to come to Senekal, but it actually evolved more than just a Senekal trip. You said that you love camping, so we tried the camping thing.
Are we ready to rock and roll?
Yep. Was there?
I didn't drop you, eh?
You didn't drop me, no.
For far too long I've been living, you know, other people's adventures. And, you know, it's something that I've wanted to do for a very long time.
Yeah.
And, you know, to do it by yourself the first time, I'm not that person. And when you offered me the opportunity, I had to jump at it. And I'm so glad that I did.
And I'm very thankful, thank you. It has been a fantastic.
And I learned so much,
fantastic-
and Rob's a great teacher as well.
No,
first
this
time-
is an edit, we'll cut that out. We cut.
First time driving through mud, first time driving through water. So there were a lot of firsts for me. So yeah, a lot of them. But I mean,
we're jumping the gun now, aren't we? We're talking about the last now today, but we haven't spoken about the last couple of days.
well, it shows you how excited I've been about the
Yeah,
trip.
okay.
I'm like, in me, I have recollections in bits and
Yeah,
bobs
bits and
because
bobs.
it was just so much,
Yeah.
so awesome.
And what was the tour called? Do you remember? That was a very good name. Well done. So you had the naming rights for the tour,
Yeah,
and there we go. We did that.
and it was.
It was.
And it was, you know, and the thing is, when you do a tour like that, it's not only the riding, it's
Yeah.
the bonding afterwards,
Mhm.
it's the laughs at the campsite.
Yeah, and there were a lot of those.
Gee, there was more than enough of those.
There were.
So yeah, so it's all of that, and I think that's the experience.
Mm. So I think we need to just recollect and go through the different days, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
we can share those days and the experiences, the moments that we had. As you said, that we met at the Witkorp Blockhouse. It's
Yeah.
on the R59. It's an old blockhouse from the British Anglo-Boer War.
I remember you telling me they defended the railway lines.
Yeah, it was for the defence of the railway lines. Structure that was there, put up in 1901. One of the Boer generals called it blockheads because he couldn't understand the purpose behind why is it a blockhouse? It's a blockhead. It was a waste of
I'm sure they
money.
found out soon enough.
They did. And then from there we went on to the fifth largest dam, eh?
Yeah.
Fourth or fifth? Fifth largest
Fifth.
dam. Fifth largest dam in South Africa. And that was the Vaal Dam. And there was a number of sluice gates open.
And that was a treat because that doesn't always happen.
No, it doesn't always happen, no. I mean, we've been blessed with rain in our country this
Yeah.
last year. And that was awesome. We got a nice drone flight there. That was epic. I really enjoyed that. And then
For
from
me, the
there-
biggest surprise was the next stop.
Which was what? Where was that?
The next stop when we met Uncle Dick
Uncle Dick, yeah. Dick Scott. Yeah,
Oh,
so
Dick
we went
Scott.
through to Aranyeville.
at Aranyeville, yeah.
Yeah, so went past or through, past Denaysville,
Yeah.
went into Aranyeville. Aranyeville's situated on the Vaal Dam itself. And yeah, we met Dick Scott, and he's got the most amazing Messerschmitt, a 1-in-1 scale model of a ME 109.
I'm telling you, I was blown away. You know, so the commitment he's obviously an engineer by trade,
Yeah.
and he's got a passion for flying like I've never seen anyone before, and aeronautical design and history and aviation history
Yeah.
and world history.
Oh,
And
and
he's-
all those mementos. Remember, he took us into his
Museum.
museum. Wow, that was just mind blowing. What he
I
had
couldn't
there.
believe that someone, a private collector, has that level
Of stuff. Yeah.
of stuff that is
And
collected.
the one thing, there were two things that I think he said that there was the only one in the world
Yeah.
that he knew of. The one was that helmet, the German helmet.
Yes.
And what was the other one? The bayonet. Was it the bayonet?
Yeah. I also found, you know what I found interesting? He had this like, I'm not sure what to call it, but it was like the inauguration of the Voortrekker Monument. I'm not sure if you saw it.
I did, yes. Beautiful.
And all the special guests got one of
One of
these.
those.
It's like a statue or a. I'm not sure what to call it, but it was a very unique item.
It was very
amongst
much so.
a million of others.
Yeah.
And I think what's weird is, you know, you watch again like this is the type of things you see in movies. You know, the guy has barn finds and they stop at a random person and.
At the man cave.
I also have my own little one at the house, but I don't have any collections. But I do have my own little space. I got my little study come office thing, whatever. And I just
You need that.
escape the world and I sit there and I whatever I do whatever I want to read or whatever.
Out of
First World War.
kids
Oh.
taken out of one of these guilds. After the war, when the war ended, each and every person in England was issued with a little flag. And those are the flags. Whether you were a child or a fully grown adult,
Yeah.
you got a little flag.
Wow.
At the end of the war. And this is Ypres in France, the forest, all the trenches.
Sure.
And this is a national museum, an international museum, the whole forest. And this photograph was taken in 1998. These helmets are just, I think this is off a Sabre jet from that era. I've got no other history about him. This is most probably 1940s. That's how much you know.
Okay.
That clock there comes out of a German fighter. This one.
Biplane.
Yeah. First World War. There's 3 of those clocks in the world.
Oh, really?
I've got the third one.
Wow.
The only one in the world. It's a full set. That's the guy's name tag,
Yeah.
original. That cloth helmet goes over that when they did maneuvers. They put it over. It's brass and copper.
Sure.
If it's clean, it shines like a, geez, beautiful. But I don't touch it. Now, this is the only full example in the world.
In the world, really?
Yeah.
Wow. 1700s.
Yeah.
1700s.
It works back to front, but it doesn't work to
Jeez.
the original pilot seat of a Second World War plane.
It doesn't look very comfortable.
No, it's not. But then it's the very first British 303 Bayonet. 18 inches.
Shush.
Leather.
Wow.
They changed it here in 1918 to this one. Because this was so long and uncomfortable to use, that's why they
Made it
changed.
shorter.
The Germans had this at the start of the war. Feel those legs.
Yeah. No, well, that's going to go straight through you.
Yeah.
Mm.
This was also taken off and replaced with a normal. This one is FN R1.
Okay.
I suppose you remember this one.
Yeah. F1, F1 fell.
This is my favorite. AK-47.
AK-47, oh wow.
It's from where?
AK.
AK-47. Russian.
Kalishnikov.
I've got it from.
There we go.
So you put the wire there.
Yeah.
And then
Sure. And then then we went across the Magrita Prinsloo Bridge.
I enjoyed that a
We
lot.
enjoyed that, yeah. So I think we got some nice drone footage of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Magrita Prinsloo Bridge. So the water in the Voldam is at 100. What did you say? 130?
510.
110%.
Yeah.
The dam's lack of full. The dam or the bridge was almost underwater. And that was awesome. And then we travelled through to Belize. Yeah, Belize was
Belize
next
was the
stop.
pie stop.
The pie stop, yes, the very first pie of the tour, the very first meal of the tour. Both famished, both hungry, and we had a lovely pepper steak, I think it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Pepper steak pie. And normally you tell kids don't have garage pies, but we had a garage pie. And
Adventure biking, it's a staple.
It's the staple, you're quite right. And then from Belize we went to the small town of Cordelia, I think it is.
That was the first.
Cornelia?
Cornelia.
Cornelia, yes, Cornelia, yes.
And that was the first, for me, that was the first sign of adventure, in the sense that up until that point, all those locations were quite familiar to me, you know?
Yeah.
And obviously, that for me, like the start of the actual adventure and the journey towards Myanmar was that spot. It was like a quaint Free State town, very
Beautiful.
small.
Lovely
Beautiful.
church. Lovely
Beautiful.
church. I think you still took a photo and you had a video call with your family.
Yeah, I
This-
did.
I told you what one horse town. This is our one horse town. Yeah. I think I overheard that.
Yeah, yeah.
I should have heard it, but I did hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then from there we went past Freda.
Yeah.
And then from Freda it was a short, 60 odd kilometers to the destination.
And it was a decent road as well.
It was a lovely road, yeah. And those rolling hills.
Yeah, it was amazing.
We didn't get that photo of the Windows XP backdrop, but I
Yeah,
think
but it
Bill
was-
Gates was there and he took a photo of the Windows XP
Yeah.
backdrop there.
Riding a bike with your jaw, you know, my jaw was dropped.
Yeah,
It was like some vistas were like unbelievable.
unbelievable. Yeah. And then we went to hashtag finding Myanmar.
That's right.
Hashtag finding
That was the
Myanmar.
point of the day.
Yeah, that was the point.
Have we arrived? We have arrived at our first destination.
Yeah, how awesome.
Myanmar.
It's been what a day. It's been such a special day. And it's not over yet.
It's not over yet. It's only starting now. Time for beer.
Absolutely.
The point of the day, and we found Myanmar, and the first stop was two very ice cold beers.
Yeah, had to
You
happen.
just had to have them. Yeah.
What was the bar called? The Stafford.
Stafford Bar, Stafford Pub.
Yeah.
Stafford Pub. They've got a Staffy there, I think it is.
Yeah, so I enjoyed that because we have a Staffy as well.
Ah, okay, awesome.
So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and then we went to Cedar B&B, offloaded all the stuff.
Headed back into town. Even that experience for me was very nice because we got to interact with a lot of like the local business people and stuff like that, and everyone was so super friendly
They were, yes.
and interested.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They showed real interest in each other and in us, and
Yeah.
you know, it's not something that you see in a bigger city.
Yeah. I loved what Mari told. Mari's the host at Cedar B&B.
Yeah.
She said, I'm not the Spur. I'm not going to check on you.
Yeah. But I mean, that accommodation was something
It
else.
really was. Particularly we had the whole full access to the kitchen and
And
the lounge area.
better value for money you'll never
How
ever
much?
find.
How much was it again?
I think it was $90 a night.
90 rand per person.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, the camping was beautiful.
It was, yes. Lovely grass. Had in
I
the
haven't
time.
slept that well for, I can't tell you, 6 months at
Oh,
least.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that
was
a
just
great
fresh air.
campsite. Great campsite, great location. I think we got some nice shots there, some nice
Yeah,
footage
yeah,
there
it was
as
fun.
well. Yeah.
Do you remember trying to get in though?
Oh yes, no.
There were two roads
Yeah.
into the campsite. We decided to go the one way around.
Yeah.
What did we find?
A mud bath.
A mud bath. I'm
A
like,
mud
there's
bath.
no way I'm going through this.
And yeah, what did she say? That they had to pull somebody out of there. Somebody
yeah.
else that was visiting, they had to pull them out to get them home because they couldn't get through it. Hashtag finding Memo.
Yeah, and it was about that. It was about finding Myanmar, only in a way that often people don't do. You know, you get into your car, you put the GPS on, you go directly to your destination,
Yeah.
and what you miss along the way is like treasured memories.
Absolutely.
And that's what the Free State actually offers you, I think.
Well, you've seen a fair amount of the Eastern Free State coming
Yeah.
down, so yeah. it's
And that's for
special.
me, that made a big impression. Like even whether I'm riding a bike or whether I'm driving a car, I think that I'll get a new perspective to traveling. You know, because a lot of these people in these small little towns, and we saw it especially in the first day when we went through all those little towns, really make an effort. You know, they take pride in their towns. They take pride in what they do, quality of produce, and
Yeah, very cool. You also mentioned something about the ride, where it was quite important to stop quite regularly.
yeah, absolutely. I found that, I don't know, obviously riding a motorcycle, driving a car is a lot more engaging. But with that engagement comes a lot more, I mean, you're on two wheels, you need to concentrate.
Yes.
And what I enjoyed with the way we traveled, first we maintained a speed, I think about 100 k's was about the maximum we would travel at, and I thought that that was nice because it gave you, you didn't have to, you're obviously concentrating on the road, but it allowed you that perspective to like have a look around, to enjoy it at a pace that's safe as well.
Yes, agreed.
And stopping regularly, whether it was, you know, for you to change GoPro cameras on the bikes, or whether it was just taking a few.
It was mostly to have another cigarette.
And
let's
to
be
have
honest.
another cigarette. But it worked to my favor as well, because, you know, it was lekker.
Yeah,
Take your helmet off, take a sip of water,
yeah,
just,
absolutely.
you know, and that's all you actually need. It doesn't mean you have to spend hours and hours, you know, it doesn't need, the journey doesn't need to be that much longer.
Yes.
It's
agreed.
just adds a lot more value to your journey. And
Yeah, that was about a 360k day. I
Yeah.
mean, it wasn't a short day.
no, but look, I won't lie, my arse was broken by the end of
That's
the
right,
ride.
you said so.
I haven't ridden that long on a bike ever, so it took a bit of getting used to.
Awesome.
But yeah, it was worth every single second.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, it was the first day, that was fantastic.